welcome back to my channel. My name is Jodie and I help you change your beliefs so you can change your body, your health, and your life. In this video, I'm going to explain how to avoid weight regain when you are traveling. I know this is a common concern amongst a lot of my clients. They make some progress and then they go on a vacation and they start to get really worried about losing that progress. And this doesn't have to happen. You can maintain the progress and still enjoy your holiday. So I'm going to give you some tips in this video. Now, this is understandably a very big concern amongst a lot of people because it can be very easy to regain weight or even gain more weight when you go traveling. And that is why it's really important to make sure you are working on your mindset, working on your relationship with food, healing any binge restrict cycles, and not just going for quick fix after quick fix when you are on a fat loss journey. Because if you are not aiming to do all of these things, then you will likely go away on vacation or go through a period of busy times like Christmas holidays, that kind of thing, and you will lose the progress that you have made. Saying that, once you do heal your relationship with food and you do become more in tune with your body and what it actually needs, and you learn how to properly listen to your hunger signals, it is actually quite easy to go traveling, enjoy yourself, and given that you have built some muscle along your journey as well, this helps a lot in terms of avoiding fat regain. It's actually pretty easy to go traveling and eat unrestricted but still mindfully and not gain any weight, like maintain your current progress. That's the first thing you need to do to avoid weight gain when you are traveling. You need to work on your mindset when you are not traveling and your relationship with food. I actually got a really cool message from a client this morning. She came to me initially wanting to lose body fat and build muscle, go through that body recomposition process, but she also had a really poor relationship with food and kind of was in that binge restrict cycle. She did manage to lose some weight herself before signing up with me, but then she pretty much gained it all back because she did develop a poor relationship with food as she lost the weight. She didn't do it sustainably and she started binging because she was so restricted, and she found herself in that binge restrict cycle. So she was used to binging when she had cravings or when any kind of special treat food came into her house. And she told me this week that her mum brought home this special Mexican dessert, and she actually was able to listen to her body and say that she didn't really feel like eating it. So when her mum asked her if she wanted some, she said no. And that was huge for her because she wasn't able to do that initially. And it has been a work in progress in terms of going through the roller coaster, the ups and downs. You make some progress, you think you're good, and then you kind of take a step back because you do have a little binge episode or something else happens that, kind of wobbles you. But that's normal. That's part of the process, especially when it involves working on your mindset and your mental health. But anyway, so she was able to say no to this dessert. And even the next day, she also didn't feel like eating it. So she didn't eat it. And the way she sees food now is that it's just food. If she wants it, she'll make it fit into her macros. If she doesn't want it, then she doesn't have to eat it, even if it is something that is kind of special. How that's going to help you is when you go away and you go on vacation, there are a lot of special foods around. But if you can still see it as, okay, this is just food. If I really want it, I can always come back here, or I'm sure I can probably get it back where I am at home in some way. Or at the end of the day, I'm going to enjoy a bit, but I don't have to go overboard and I don't have to eat every single special food here. Like, I absolutely love Japan. I love Japanese food, and nowhere does Japanese food as good as you can get in Japan. And so I kind of avoid it in Australia because it's actually kind of disappointing, and it really is special when I do go to Japan. But my relationship with food has also changed over the years. When I first went to Japan, the first few trips I went, I had an eating disorder and I did go crazy. And now when I go to Japan, my relationship with food is really good. I see it as something that I really like eating and I love it, I enjoy it, but I don't need to go crazy because at the end of the day, it's still just food. Now, my next tip to avoid weight regain when traveling is to literally keep your steps up as much as possible, if not more than usual. Walk as much as you can, walk everywhere, because at the end of the day, you are likely to eat slightly more than what you actually need or what you're used to eating. And if you don't balance it out by expending some more energy, then you will gain some weight. And it's not the end of the world if you do come back a little bit heavier, obviously, as long as you get back on track and you don't go the opposite direction to try and lose that weight as fast as possible, because that's going to keep you in that binge restrict cycle and you are never going to get sustainable results if you are always like reacting to the scale and trying to sort it out as quickly as possible. Just get back on track and everything will sort itself out. But anyway, keep those steps up and that will really help you. My next tip to avoid weight regain when traveling is to still be mindful to get protein in at every meal. I know this sounds really boring, but protein at the end of the day is going to help keep you fuller for longer. It's going to satisfy you. It's going to ensure that you don't overeat so much that you do gain body fat. You don't have to do this for every single meal. You can have days where you kind of do just let loose a bit, but most of the time, most meals, you do want to prioritize protein still. You do want to prioritize eating some vegetables or fruit. If you're not hungry, you don't have to finish the meal. If you're not hungry, you don't have to eat lunch just because it's lunchtime. You can be a bit more flexible with how you structure your meals as well. For me, for example, when I go away, I kind of like to eat 2 meals a day and then save the extra calories. Not that I'm tracking, but I track for so long, I know generally in my head, okay, I'm going to eat a bigger breakfast or a bigger lunch. And so that's almost like breakfast and lunch together back home, right? And then I'm probably going to have a bigger dinner because I am going to have some wine with it and I am going to have some dessert. So I kind of don't need breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What I do instead is say I have a big breakfast, then I have a big dinner, and for lunch, I will indulge in maybe an extra treat or a different drink, whatever I come across along my travel, along my day, and I want to try. But usually it's some kind of like little snack food. Then I still aim to get protein in with breakfast and dinner. The last tip I have for you to avoid weight regain when traveling is to go into the trip at maintenance. So you want to come out of a deficit if you have been in a deficit at least a week before your trip, because that's going to help you regulate your hunger a bit better and it's going to help you understand what a maintenance level of food feels like for you. When you come out of a deficit, it can be really easy to overeat because your hunger will be up still. And so it can be really helpful to kind of regulate that, get used to eating a bit more food, what your maintenance would generally look like before you go away. So then when you are away, it's easier to be mindful and to know how to listen to your body. Now, are there clients who I have sent away overseas and kept them in a deficit? Yes, of course. It does depend on your situation. It depends on, again, your mindset, how long you've been doing things, what your calorie levels are at. There's obviously so many things that can change this. And if you're going away just for a week and you want to use it as kind of a diet break and you still want to track, but you're eating at maintenance, that's something else you can do. The length of the trip, where you're going, all of that kind of stuff, play into any specific advice I give. But those tips generally will help you if you have been on a weight loss or fat loss journey and you want to maintain your results even when you go on vacation. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or send me an email. If you liked it, please like it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if that's the case, I will see you in the next video.